The setup is really simple. You just download the Alexa app on your phone, whether you're iPhone or Android, and it just kind of walks you through the process.
On the underside is a much wider base of this grippy silicone material.
On the back, we're still supported with a couple different ports here. Now, as you can see, they're a little bit different.
It feels going to go skidding around on your countertop. And then the other major noticeable thing here is this cloth that goes around the entire circumference of the speaker. And
plastic on the bottom and the top, but it's kind of like a matte rubbery plastic. It's actually pretty nice, and it's surrounded in some really nice fabric.
We're going to notice the one on the left is a little bit beefier, has a mesh grille complete all the way around, 360. Compared to the one on the right, which is much smaller, has a glossy plastic feel, still supports the same rubber backing on the bottom here for extra grip when you're laying it on a surface. You lose your Amazon logo on the front of it when you step up to the 3rd gen, but of course you're getting a nicer mesh grille all the way around.
I do really like the look of the device. It's just a really nice quality design. I picked up the charcoal version, but it's also available in sandstone and heather gray.
So one of the brilliant things about these smart devices is that they do so much more than just be a speaker. So you
turn
can
the lights
control
blue.
your environment. So here I'm just giving simple instructions and it is telling my lights to change color.
Unfortunately, Amazon has gone with a new DC power supply and a new white power plug cable that plugs this in. So you do not want to lose that power cable.
So at the rear of the device, you've got a 3.5mm audio out and also a DC power. That's different to the original one, which has got USB power.
But better compete against the fabric-bodied Google Home Mini. A lot of people seem to prefer that fabric-y design. Looks a little more premium and softer and more appropriate for the home. So it's kind of a tacit admission from Amazon that might have been the better way to go with the design. Other than that though, basically the same product. You've got the same 4 buttons up top, the 2 that bring the volume up and down here, and then a button on the right to mute the assistant and one to activate her.
On the 3rd gen, they used 2 different type of charging devices here. So we have the 3rd gen here, a much different brick, not detachable like the 2nd gen, and you're using one of these plugs. Opposed to the 2nd gen that uses a micro USB.
There's no doubting that the new generation is far better than the older model. It's slightly bigger and it weighs a little bit more too, but that will come into its own when we look at the sound quality a little bit later. Now it seems to be popular with all of these little devices that they come in this fabric, and it does feel quality and it feels like a premium product.
Placed side by side, it's pretty obvious that the new Dot is quite a bit larger than the original. And when you pick it up, there's a lot more heft going on there too. That's usually a good sign. Up top, we have the same array of buttons here, although the microphone mute icon is a little bit different.
One there called Lounge, and then the other one called Upstairs. I selected both of them, and then I'm going to click Next. You now need to choose which one will be the right speaker and which one will be the left speaker, so just make sure you've got them in the right way round, and then you'll be able to select that, and then it's going to connect and configure the speakers.
Let's start with the 2nd gen.
Just check this out.
The old one. And I gotta say, if you listen to the 2 back to back, you'll definitely hear the difference.
So the new model has the same 4 buttons on top, but this time it has a microphone behind each one, which should mean hopefully when you're giving the commands, you're heard better, certainly over the louder music.
My favorite, a slick blue ring of light that animates each time you use your Echo. Now, what's interesting about this new Echo is how uninteresting it is, but that's not actually a bad thing.
Micro USB power port, and you've got a ton of those cables lying around, so if you misplace the power cable, no big deal. Unfortunately, Amazon has gone with a new DC power supply and a new white power plug cable that plugs this in, so you do not want to lose that power cable. Okay, now for the good stuff. We're going to compare sound quality between the two, and I've set the volume level to 8 on both units, so everything's equal except for the capability of the speaker. We'll start with the original. Can you hear that? Because it's pretty quiet. It also sounds pinched, no semblance of bass response whatsoever. I mean, it's, like I said, barely a speaker. Now we're going to switch to the new version. Wow, huge jump in volume.
Just like the last Echo, there is an auxiliary port on the back in case you want to connect an external speaker instead of using the built-in speaker. But the most interesting improvement of the Echo Dot is the built-in sound process. I can hear a clear difference just in the bings and the booms and it talking to me. So now I'm like across the room. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Really?
You can only connect to other speakers using Bluetooth. Another potential edge for the new Dot, you can pair 2 of them together for stereo audio now. I like the feature better with larger sized Echo and Echo Plus speakers. Here it just seems like a way to get you to buy more Dots than you need.
Like make phone calls through them. It's actually really awesome. And really? So you can hear me really well?
Oh yeah, crystal clear.
That's great. Huh. So now I'm like across the room. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Really?
Really well.
Here, I'm gonna go in the other room.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.